Oops. All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of the Off to 56 YouTube live show. Today is Wednesday, April 2nd.
Yes, not April 1st, not April Fool's.
The day after April Fool's Day. So as always, please let us know if you can hear us. We got our microphone set up here, but sometimes we have technical difficulties, so I appreciate it. Also, let us know where you are watching from, as we always like to know if you guys are local here in San Diego or throughout the country. And as we mentioned yesterday, we had April Fool's Day yesterday.
We did. And
we did.
And you posted on the Instagram page something that really got people riled up.
So yesterday morning, we posted a Instagram post that said the San Diego Chargers are moving back to San Diego.
Come on, guys. You know that's not happening.
And my wife actually fell for this somehow. And I even told her I was going to do a April Fool's Day joke. And she's like, the Chargers are moving back? I'm like, Sharon, I told you we were going to do an April Fool's joke. So I appreciate everyone that commented, and I'm sorry if that rubbed some people the wrong way.
Got your hopes up for a split second there, and then you realized it's not going to happen.
I do believe we will get an NFL team back one day.
You do?
But it will not be next year.
Where are those guys going to play?
In North County.
In your dreams.
At the Westfield North County Mall.
Oh, cool. Okay, perfect.
We're gonna have train lines that go to it. It's gonna be great.
I love this plan.
I know.
Look at you.
No one ever asked me.
Is that on your vision board?
It is.
Your 2025 vision board.
Thank you. It's right up on the wall over here. If you guys want to come see it.
It's really cute. There's a lot of glitter. Uses a lot of puffy paint and glue.
Yes.
You're very artistic.
All those things.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about things going on in San Diego.
A lot of news.
A lot of news. We didn't work. I missed the live last week because I had work, which sometimes gets in the way.
Yes.
So I apologize if you tried to tune in last week. We were unavailable.
Also, why we're running just a few minutes behind today, because Burns just
a lot of phone calls.
So
if you're unaware, we are real estate agents here in San Diego, and sometimes when we're not making videos, we sell houses.
Buy and sell houses.
So just keep that in mind. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. We'll get into that today. Our big topic we're going to talk about first. Well, we're going to talk about it last, but I want to tell you what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Is Miramar going to be the new housing hotspot here in San Diego? So
Miramar near the military
military base. So we're going to get into this toward the end of the video, but I just want to preface that. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
And we'll get your guys' thoughts on it, and we'll get our thoughts on it if you care at all.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to talk about what's going on here in San Diego. Lots of news since we didn't do this last week. We have lots of things to talk about. Let me get it up.
Double weeks news. What are we going with first?
We're going to start with some restaurant news, which I love
restaurant news.
Restaurant news. It's my favorite thing to talk about, probably. Okay, here we go. San Diegoville, one of my favorite websites to check for San Diego news.
Thanks, San
If you guys do not follow
Diegoville.
San Diegoville, you should definitely check them out, because this is where I get a lot of my information from.
Yeah.
Okay, Culinary, if you guys live in the 56 corridor, Culinary Dropout, which is a national chain. It's actually owned by Cheesecake Factory, which I did not.
Now it is. Yes.
Until recently, is going to be opening in Carmel Valley, over at the Del Mar Highlands Shopping Center. I love how they always say it's opening in Del Mar. Does anybody think that Del Mar Highlands Shopping Center is actually in Del Mar?
No. I feel like that name is so misleading.
It is.
It's inland Del Mar. Way inland Del Mar.
I mean, not way inland, but
no,
it's definitely
like
Carmel
once
Valley.
Yes.
It's 92130.
I would call it Carmel Valley over Del Mar.
I don't think anyone considers 92130 Del Mar. But that's just
so you're right there next to like Torrey Pines High School, One Paseo.
Which I love One Paseo. It's
great. So it definitely not what you think of when you think of Del Mar. But this restaurant chain is going in where the old Tilly's was, if you're familiar with that shopping center at all. So that's on the lower level there. It is a bi-level shopping center, and people have been commenting. I love our followers on our Instagram page have been commenting and just like hyping this place up. I've never been. I had someone reach out, say, I've been to the one in Arizona. I've been to one in Colorado. This place is so great. I want to know what makes it so great. I mean, this is just this restaurant. Right?
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty cool place. I mean, the people that I've talked to that have gone to it, it's got a very cool, fun vibe to it.
I love
that.
Where
else can you really get live music in like Carmel Valley?
What's the scope of the live music? Is this like a guy with a guitar up on like a tiny little stage?
They'll have like bigger stages from what the other photos I've seen from other places.
Wow.
And then the other one, we'll get to that one next, because I think I have that on the list here too. The place that's going in downtown, or right by Rady Shell.
Sure.
Which is also sort of like a live music
right. Yeah.
But for Culinary Dropout, it is opening on April 30th. So
Wait, that's so soon.
that's like less than a month.
Yes.
Right? We're on April 2nd now. So
Oh,
I'm actually pretty
exciting.
excited about this one, especially
Yeah.
if you live in the 56 corridor.
Yeah, Culinary Dropout. Reach out to us and we will come for opening day and we'll give it a try and we'll give it our honest opinion.
You know, you can offer free food, all those things.
Hey,
great. So
yeah. But you don't have to.
You don't have to,
You don't have
but you should.
All right, so that's exciting.
So that's one. And then let me see where the other one is because it's another food related stuff. Hold on, let me go to, let's do the food related ones first.
Sure.
We're going to adjust.
Oh, not that one.
Well, this is food related.
This
so
one
is not
is.
that I was looking for. I forgot the other one. So if you live in Carlsbad, Buca de Beppo is closing.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if you're gonna be that upset about that one.
No.
But there is a rumor.
Okay.
This is just a rumor,
Just a
not
rumor.
confirmed. Din Tai Fung is rumored to be taking over the space for it.
It's only like one of my most favorite
Yes.
restaurants of all time.
And make sure you spell Din Tai Fung correctly on your Instagram because otherwise people will yell at you online.
That's right. It's not
So-
Thai as in Thailand. It's Thai as in Taiwan.
Yes.
T-A-I, not T-H-A-I.
Yes. And
Hey,
I may have
he
misspelled
spelled it right in the what's it called? In the caption,
Correct.
just not on the actual slide. But trust me, he does know
Yes.
that Din Tai Fung is Taiwan.
Because she talks about it all the time. on the
nonstop.
channel. So,
The food is so good.
so this is going at the Forum Carlsbad in San Diego's North County. So that's
I mean, I
should be
think that would
exciting.
be awesome. I don't know if Din Tai Fung is, if this is, I mean, it's not been substantiated, so we don't know. But that would be wonderful. That would be really, really great.
And then there was one more. I didn't have this article up here. Here it is. One more food related. Another like live music
Yeah.
venue sort of area called
Yeah.
the Rustic. That's a Texas-based chain. Might be going. I think it actually is confirmed now that they're going into the Joe's Crab Shack,
Shack.
right
Right.
behind the convention center next to Rady Shell.
Yes.
So like another like live music venue. I'm trying to think about like we don't really actually have that many live music venue like bar restaurant type places. now, do you think?
Right.
Like can you
I
think
mean,
about
Panama
that?
66. I
Yeah.
say. And then stuff down in the gas lamp.
Yeah,
where
there's
you've
more down
got,
that way, but
you know, you've got House of Blues down there with
Okay, there's a
smaller
few.
stages. There's a few.
You've
There's a
proven me
few.
wrong, so it's fine.
Maybe you don't get out for live
I
music as
don't,
often
but
as I do.
I think it's nice that we have more options for like this.
Sure. No, and I love that they're bringing this. My issue, I'm going to say it. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. My issue over on that side behind the convention center is just that it's one road in, one road out, and parking is very limited. So if you really want to get in there, it is easier
is
to go
this?
on foot to park out closer to Gas Lamp across from the
Mhm.
convention center
It's
and then
accessible,
walk
yeah.
across. That for me gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Yes.
It's literally one road in, one road out.
If we go down to Rady Shell, I think a lot of times we like to Uber down there too, just
That's
to
smart.
avoid of all that
Sure.
stuff. But even if you Uber there, you have to like walk all the way across
That's
the
right.
convention center.
And that's you're walking across train tracks as well. And I know someone was actually hit by a
Yeah,
train in
not that long ago,
no,
right?
that was just in recent months
Yeah.
here, coming out of a concert there. So that's
Yeah.
my one gripe.
Just
I don't
be
think they
wary.
can do anything about it. Really, there's no place else to build. There's no place to build out and build more of a roadway space there. But that's just what I have to say.
Unless they
about
build like a parking garage somewhere over there, but there's not a lot
it.
of room back
No,
there.
you're on
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah,
You're on
build
a
it on the water.
a floating
just like
parking
that floating
garage.
stadium that they proposed.
There.
For the
Oh
Padres
yeah.
stadium, too.
Hey, get that same architect
Yeah, that's true.
to do that.
Okay, now sports related news. Jerks and Profar. Oh, this is actually not the article I was looking for. Jackson Merrill just re-signed for a 9-year contract with the Padres.
Yes, wonderful. I'm so excited for him. I'm happy for him. I think he brings so much energy and positivity to the city and the team, and he's really pumped to be there. You can tell
Yeah.
that he's
And
just
it's actually a very reasonable contract because they're buying out his
go.
arbitration
Right.
years,
He's up
so,
to what, two or was 100
and something for 9
million?
years or something.
Yeah.
So we'll have Jackson Merrill hopefully for another 9 years.
That's wonderful. And the negative news here
Yes.
is that Jurickson Profar, who was a previous Padres player as of just last year, tested positive for performance enhancing drugs. And so has been suspended for 80 games without pay.
Oh, is that what it is? 80
yes,
games?
80 games
Oh, wow.
without pay, and he cannot play in the postseason. Youch.
Oh,
that
is that
rough.
a new rule? You can't play in the postseason?
This is what
Oh,
has
okay.
been, and they actually did list the drug. He released a statement saying that he would never knowingly take a drug that was banned or something that was banned.
Yeah.
But even still,
You're
I mean,
responsible for
they
whatever you
listed the
put in
name
your
of
body.
it like it was, it's not a secret. And I
Yeah.
guess,
So sorry, Jerks. And
sorry,
But I
he
guess
was one
we're-
of my favorites.
I know, it's a
And he
shame.
was a really dynamic player and obviously started with the Braves this year and played the first couple games
Yeah.
at Petco Park against the Padres, and that's too bad.
Okay, next sports related news. UCSD's Eric Olin has left UCSD to go to New Mexico.
Yes.
I actually played basketball with him many times at the Bay Club.
Really?
And he was a very nice guy and
Oh.
probably the best player to play with on any
Wow.
player at the Bay Club. So he will be missed, but it sounds like he's making a lot more money.
Okay.
So good for you.
Money
Eric.
talks. So sometimes.
Hopefully you'll come back one day. So
yeah. And that's UCSD's men's basketball
who actually
coach.
made the tournament this year, which
Yes.
is great for them.
That is a wonderful up and coming team and really entertaining to watch. You've had a chance to go and watch there at the
fun.
Triton
Yeah.
Stadium, and I've been as well, and that's really fun. So go support your UCSD team. Because they're not quite there with SDSU yet. You know how hard it is to get into the SDSU basketball games? It's really hard. So
and UCSD is very easy to get into.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's super nice.
Go support.
And it's closer to us as well.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Enough of the sports related stuff and food. Well, this is kind of food related. There's a new digital coupon law that says you can not only offer digital coupons.
Yes.
You know more about this.
I'm kind of conflicted about this because I love those digital coupons. They really, I'm like, how are you?
Are they still going to offer them, but you have to offer paper ones too? Is that the idea?
I'm not sure what they're actually going to do. I understand why they wanted to do away with them. Obviously, you have people that are not super tech savvy. You have people that don't want to share their information by signing up for the the app on their phone, which is the only way to access the digital coupons. But that's I use it at Vaughn's and Ralph's, and it does also. A lot of people's gripes were like the Wi-Fi in the stores are terrible. So even if you have the app, you can't even access the coupons, right? I totally agree, but they really do knock some of the prices down like crazy. A bag of shredded cheese for $3.99, you get it for $1.50. But you know where the trade-off is? What are they doing with your information? Exactly. So they're like, sure, this is worth it. Have your $1.50 bag of cheese because now I've got your address, your email, your cell phone number, all your.
This is all we get all the spam calls all the time.
You're right. I'm at the point where I look at the bottom line. I'd rather save the money coming out of pocket. I'm not that worried about them sharing my information, but
some people are. About that.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. So, so doing away with the digital coupon. So
that's the only city in the country, right? Is that
yes.
So
we'll
see if other cities follow suit on that one.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else we got here? Legoland. We used to frequent Legoland quite a bit.
The kids were a little younger.
Now my kids are 8 and 11.
They're looking for bigger rides.
They want the more roller coaster rides, but they're coming out with their first roller coaster in over 20 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
An indoor roller coaster.
Yeah.
So, but it's supposed to be like one of the more tech forward type.
Sort of the same vein as like Universal Studios, which has a lot of indoor roller coasters and rides, not even necessarily big. Yeah.
So if you're a big fan of Legoland, they will have a new ride. I think it's going to be starting building now, and they're hoping to open it by 2026.
That's really cool. That does seem fast.
So that should be cool.
That's fun though. I think Legoland is kind of overdue for a little bit of a.
I think people were actually when I posted the video on this, people were like, it could use a little bit of a refreshing.
Yeah,
and
I think so too.
A lot of the other places, even like you might not be a big fan of SeaWorld, but they've added a lot of rides.
They have. They definitely have.
Recently, and then I guess Belmont Park is kind of same
frozen in time.
Yes,
a little bit,
which is part of its charm.
But Legoland has this. They have the space. They have the. I think be looking to get people to
continue to want to come. You do have to update rides.
Exactly.
And, they had added that second hotel not that long ago.
Yeah.
So that's also a selling point.
Yeah.
Okay. So Legoland. Okay. So now we'll get into some housing and real estate related content because after all, this is stuff we know probably most about for the most part.
I don't know. Din Tai Fung, I'm kind of an expert.
Yeah, that's true. You are. Just any kind of food, really. So you did a video on this recently.
I did. And I find it really, really interesting. I think the general consensus is that a lot of new homes, a lot of these features are required already. So this is saying, but this particular community is saying that they will be able to get an actual verification from this group, this fire prevention group that says that they've basically ticked every box there. So it's like, it's all of the landscaping around it. It's the distance between the houses. It's the distance from the canyon to the house. It's all metal railings.
So what are they
no
doing?
Fencing.
They're actually...
So it's like,
But what it's a community that's a fire resistant home.
Fire resistant
community.
home
Yeah.
entirely. Yeah. Which is the claim. And they're saying it's never been done before. And as you can see, it's got, flame resistant vents, non-combustible gutters. They're using a different type of roofing that is supposed to be fire resistant. And on the surface, that sounds so great. And like, of course, we should have had this done forever ago. San Diego's in a crazy, fire danger zone here. And then as I'm learning, a lot of these materials, it's possible can lead to, or I don't want to like say it and not have it be true, but some of the fire resistant that I'm not sure how safe or healthy they all are.
Carcinogen type stuff?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, you know.
If you don't die by fire, it's cancer. It's basically, obviously,
somewhere down the road.
Read up on this, learn the information in the article.
Right, but I do think it's an interesting point.
Is it going to cause more
harm than
you might be safe from fire, but it could cause other issues.
But you may develop some illnesses 30 years from now because you've been living in the home.
Well, hopefully they can develop technology or materials that are not carcinogenic,
right?
That are fire resistant.
Yes,
because I think if they are, that is the case, then you'll see that a lot in Southern California.
Yes,
just because the fire risks obviously here are quite high. They've also just redone the high fire zone maps in San Diego.
I saw that.
So you can go online to see where your house is. You type in your address and it tells you if you're in a high fire zone. You probably already know if you are for the most part, but based on this community, do you think their insurance is going to be lower because of all these things?
Well, I would think so. I mean,
do they have to go to the California Fair Plan, or will other insurers now insure them because of it?
Well, I don't know if the insurers that have like left the state of California, no one's going to come back and help this, but I definitely think it couldn't hurt, obviously, to share that you have all of these additional, features that are supposed to sort of combat your fire risk.
Well, now they're allowing insurance companies to see mitigation factors to help guide them how much insurance should be. So theoretically, this one should be less than.
I continue to be shocked that people seem to still be unaware that like we've had whole insurance carriers leave the state of California. I know I read up on Nextdoor. There's always someone on Nextdoor every other month who's like, why am I I'm non-renewal. What's going on?
Because they don't watch our videos, really.
They must not watch our videos because this is huge news in California, but it was news like 2 years ago.
It is. When it's been going on for the last few years.
Exactly. Really. Exactly. So yes, a whole bunch of the insurance companies have pulled out, but not only that, you've been insured by the same company for years and years. And then you might get something in the mail that says, we're not renewing your policy. And here's the reason why. We saw algae growth on your roof, or, X, Y, and Z. You had brush around the house that hadn't been cleared within 50 feet of your actual building. Yeah, they can do that. They can send you a letter just telling you that. And they may have come out and done an inspection unbeknownst to you, right? Sure. They've been using drones. They've been taking
Google
pictures,
Earth
Google Earth stuff. Yeah. So and they do, I believe, give you a chance to like mediate or to remedy the situation, but they don't always renew your policy. Even after you said, I fixed the roof, I did the stuff. Yeah.
We still have Safe Farm on ours, but like they're not doing any new policies now.
Right.
And every year I feel like they're not going to renew me, but so far they have renewed
You're living
me.
in fear. So, right.
And I get this question a lot, like people were trying to buy a house here in San Diego. Can I still get insurance? I have not had one person that was not able to get insurance, or at least the California Fair Plan.
Yeah.
So they are still issuing policies. They are still paying out from everyone I've talked to.
Yes.
Even after the whole like Palisades fire and all the LA fires going on, everyone seems to be getting paid out.
Yes, that's very true.
Could they run out of money? I guess sure, but as of now, it seems to be business as usual for the most part.
Right.
So. And this community is up in Escondido. It's called Dixon Trail. If you want to Google it, you can find more information about it there. So I imagine you'll see more communities like this going forward, as long as it does not cause cancer.
Right.
Hopefully. So, okay. So now this is what the big topic I wanted to talk. Actually, was there 2 articles here?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
This one?
This is.
We can talk about this one first and then we'll go to the last one. And if you're looking for new construction here in San Diego, there's definitely less, I feel it even too, as far as new construction communities. Like if this was like 3, 4, 5 years ago, you had like 3 routes coming in.
Yeah.
You had the Trails of Carmel Mountain Ranch, Junipers, all the communities up in San Marcos.
Yeah.
Now the new construction, I don't know, maybe we're just running out of new land to build.
Sure.
Or running out of golf courses to build on.
Yeah.
But this is the lowest year for newly built housing ever, it says. So just 50 new home communities are coming out in 2025 in San Diego County. Here's a preview. So this was all the ones. The ones I know most about, they're down in Chula Vista, San Marcos, the Hill District, the one up in Oceanside, the Farms one, North River Farms. So there's just a lot less new construction, especially in San Diego proper. So you got to go to the north end or the south end for new construction.
That's right. Well,
you still have a few that are still being built, like Three Roots and the Trails. But I think even then they're starting to get closer to the end, and the Farms and Poway.
And the Farms and Poway.
But I think they're pretty much built
done,
out.
I think. Yeah.
So if you're looking for new construction, especially in San Diego proper or the middle of San Diego, you're running out of options, and they're not building as much. So just keep that in mind. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll get into it. But now we're going into our main topic here, which we wanted to talk this week, is a local developer buys 10-acre Miramar property zoned for housing. So if you guys are unfamiliar with Miramar
Road,
and
Miramar,
mainly, and the area of Miramar where the
military base is.
Marine Corps
military.
Air Force Base, right?
Yeah.
Air base, not Air Force Base. So this area is mostly full of military, breweries, flooring stores, warehouses, and what's the jumpy place that our kids go to?
Not Rocket Jump.
They changed the name, right? Sky Zone.
Sky Zone now?
Whatever.
A trampoline park. So
this area actually used to have Nickel City in it.
That was awesome.
So it used to be a little arcade our kids used to go to.
Like this sort of strip mall.
It's definitely a strip mall. It's very industrial over there.
Very industrial. They're like warehouses. Any kind of business that you think requires a warehouse, like you said, it's like flooring, a brewery, countertops.
Some great countertop stores.
Yeah, it's where everybody goes when they're updating the kitchen or they're custom building something.
A lot of time in that area.
You end up going. You're looking at carpet. They've got the big carpet warehouses.
But housing, I don't think there was any housing there at all for the most part. You'll have some restaurants and stuff like kind of at the western end for the most part.
Near the 15.
Yeah.
Near the 15. And then there's,
like that. And then like you have Three Roots kind of at the western end too.
Yeah.
And then you have like Gravity Heights and Qualcomm and all that other stuff on that end. So they have a new Mira Mesa community plan that's kind of changing zonings for these areas. And this is one area in particular. It's like a few block radius that they want to make a walkable housing village over there.
Okay.
Called Miramar Landing, I think. Oh no, Miramar Lane. It's called Miramar like Gateway or something like that. That's what it's called. I think it's called Miramar Gateway. So it's gonna be a walkable village, essentially right outside the military base. Which we live. How far do we think we live from Miramar? Like, is it like 10 miles?
10 miles, maybe.
Like
I was gonna say 15, and then I walked it back, maybe
10 to 15 probably. And we can hear the jets. When they fly, you can hear them. It's not a daily basis or hourly or anything like that, but you hear them on occasion. You live here long enough, you don't really notice them that much.
Don't notice it anymore.
But if you live in Miramar, you're like you can see them take off pretty much. Yeah, which kind of cool for probably like a minute. And then
air show the
air show, you'll have a great front row seats to it. But having housing there, and the other comments when I posted the video on this was like the Miramar Road is kind of a
mess. There's somebody posted a comment right here on our video, actually, or on our not with Miramar Road the way it is. That's one of the worst driving experiences in San Diego. Why they cannot even smooth out the patches.
There are potholes, and it's just like always takes you forever.
You just kind of inch along. There's lots of lights.
It should be like a freeway.
It should be like a freeway.
And then you just shoot right across. If you have the 56, it would be nice to have another option than to shoot across there. Yeah. Without it's the 52, the 56, and then Miramar Road.
Right. It's
it would, even not it has to be a huge freeway, but just get rid of the lights. Yeah. And then people could
the lights. You just inch along, and then when you get to the point where people are trying to enter or exit onto the freeway, you just creep. You just creep along.
Because that road just sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. And
it does.
Pretty much every comment I had on this video was people complaining about how bad Miramar Road is.
The road is the actual road.
So it's not great. I mean, if they could redevelop that whole area into more of a how, like get rid of all the warehouses, you're still gonna have the military base there, which is gonna be a tough sell for. I think some people's like, oh, I would like to enjoy it. I think you say you would like it until you literally have to stop what you're doing for about 30 seconds while it's playing. It'll rattle building. Like even over here, it can rattle the house a little bit.
It's quite loud.
So if you live in Miramar, I can only imagine how
loud it would be.
So if anybody works in Miramar, I'm sure you guys can attest to this. But imagine if you live there. I mean, they don't fly overnight typically, right? It's all during the day.
Sometimes in the evening. Yeah. Sometimes in the evening and they always have to fly in pairs, right? So those jets are really.
So my question is, would you live in Miramar? Would you live in Miramar? Say if you were single living in Miramar,
all right.
and it's probably gonna be more affordable. Most likely.
Okay. Here's my stipulations would
There
have
are
to
little
be
strip clubs in Miramar. As well.
Are there strip clubs?
I think there's one.
Okay. That would not make or break my decision.
It would not.
Either way.
Okay,
But the roadways would have to be definitely upgraded for sure. Either changed just how they actually have it with all the lights, repaving for sure. And then I would want more options. Like, is there a grocery store? Where's the closest? There's no grocery store on Miramar Road.
They would have to add those features. Like,
there's like a random Burger King down there or
even
something.
For 3 routes,
there's
where do the 3 routes go for? I guess they're more in Mira Mesa.
Yeah, they probably go right to.
They just go to
Mira Mesa Boulevard. But if you are on Miramar Road, you must
have to go to Mira Mesa even from there.
You would, which is traffic on its own.
Yes. Yeah. Mira Mesa Boulevard and Miramar Road might be two of my least
they parallel each other
to drive down, especially in rush hour times.
Yeah. But I mean, Mira Mesa at least has plenty of shopping, plenty of dining options. Like you said, I think Miramar is definitely more industrial feeling, strip malls, but they're smaller little businesses. There is no major anchor store. There's no Target. There's no Costco. There's not yet. So that's what I'm saying. I was saying for me to have to live there, I would need to have access to those types of amenities.
Although we're talking about, could this be a new hotspot? If they do redevelop it, it is super central to a lot of San Diego.
Oh, absolutely.
That might be the center of.
Yeah. And you can still shoot down Miramar Road and like get to the beach, head west, get to UTC.
La Jolla beaches.
That's true.
So if they made that, like, I don't know if they would ever move the military base, but I doubt it.
They could do that.
Can they not do that?
Probably not. No, that's probably more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah. So that's probably always going to be there, at least for the foreseeable future. So
did they say that some of this property was going to be military housing?
It did not specifically say that, but I mean, that would not be. Maybe it was in there. Yeah.
I thought I saw that.
That would
somewhere,
actually make sense. Like, have people that
sense.
work at Miramar. That would be a place to live close by.
Exactly.
And I imagine if you build places there, it's going to be more affordable than places like La Jolla and Carmel Valley and that sort of thing. It's got to be priced accordingly, I would imagine. So, I mean, obviously we need more housing. And this is a spot that could be redeveloped to get rid of some of the warehouses.
Now, wait a minute,
shopping centers.
What about schools? What about
they would probably go to, so it'd be San Diego Unified, right?
Yeah, but there's nothing that close.
Maybe they would have to build a school if they did.
Oh my goodness, guys! Now we're asking for the moon. Now we're asking for a lot of things.
But let us know if you would would you live in Miramar? I think if it could be redeveloped, it would be tough for me with the military base with the airplanes taking off all the time.
Yeah.
But if they redeveloped it, like make a little green belt in between the lanes, make it like a nice street. They pave it once every 10 years at least.
Yeah.
But the amount of comments I get on the bad roads in San Diego, maybe the North County roads are just better in general.
Yeah.
But like San Diego City roads, I feel like could use a little work from the comments that we get on the channel here and our Instagram. Okay, here's another question. This is Zen is also opening up in the upper deck area above Handles. They have a great Asian
wait, is this Zen Modern, as in the one that's in like Sabres on the answer me RHSD, because I've been there and it's really good. They have great like Asian chicken wings. Is that Zen Modern? It's like Zen Modern Fusion Asian or something.
It may as well.
I would love to know, because that place is great. If it's
still
the same,
watching, let us know.
RHSD. So that would be in Del Mar.
There you go.
That place is great. No, the food is good.
This is where we get all our information.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Wow.
Messaging us. So.
Oh, okay. That place is good. They've got good they have some good sushi. They have good like chicken, like Asian chicken wings. Ooh, that's exciting.
And we 2 weeks ago we said Mastros was coming to San Diego, and we weren't sure where it is, but apparently now it's been announced it's going to take over where Del Frisco's was.
Oh, okay, so
I think we actually rumored that was the room one,
right? Yeah, I think we did talk about that.
I think it's owned by the same people. Is it Landry's or something?
Replacing steak with steak. So but I'm excited about the Asian fusion place. So that's also in Del Mar Highlands, and that's by the Sky. Next to Sky Deck, right?
Oh yeah,
Handles is right there, so it'll be up on the second story.
Okay, is it inside the Sky Deck or no?
No, I don't think so. From RHSD, it doesn't sound like it's in.
Well, thank you for the tip.
Going above Handles, that's cool. So it'll be like a standalone place. Where did you get that information? Shoot,
it's probably online somewhere.
Scooped us. That restaurant is great. I hope they're keeping the Sabre Springs location as well, though.
And then we have Crack Shack opened up in Pacific Beach too. I heard about that one.
Yes.
On Mission and
Crack
Garnett.
Shack is good.
Yeah, Crack Shacks. I mean, they have a lot of
Is
those
that Richard
now.
Blaze?
There's one in
Yeah.
There's one in Little Italy, Encinitas. I think there's one coming to the airport. I think when the Terminal 1's done. I think. Did I make that up? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Oh, Terminal 1.
It's
in my mind, Terminal 1's going to have everything.
It's in the Sky Deck.
Oh, it's in the Sky Deck.
Yeah.
Okay. So inside.
I actually had heard about that. I forgot.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was.
I thought it was going to be like a standalone up there, which would also be nice. But Sky Deck is fun too. That's cool.
Any other restaurant related stuff too? I mean, any other last thoughts on the Miramar thing? We covered that pretty good.
Yeah, they'd really have to impress me.
They
really
would. It would have to be. I mean, quadruple pane windows, that sort of thing. So is that a thing?
Noise canceling, everything.
Yes.
Soundproof. Yeah.
Or they would do less flight. I mean, I don't. How often do you think they fly at Miramar?
Okay, so I feel like I'm a bad judge of this now that I don't hear it anymore.
I know.
I know it's
people
happening.
Ask me, do you hear the noise? I'm like,
no.
I do, but I don't really pay attention.
I know.
To it.
So they might be running those flight patterns like twice a day, I'd say, but maybe not anymore.
You think it's every day? I don't know. If
it may not be every day.
I don't know if anybody knows how often they
hear
fly.
When I first moved out here, I was like, when people come visit you and they're like, "Oh my
what is that?"
I'm like, "What?
I don't know.
What is what?"
Earthquake? No, it's just
Oh no, it's just rattling the windows from the jets.
Okay, I think that's pretty. Any other restaurant news that you have heard or new? Oh, we're gonna have some more raffles coming up soon. We just gave out tickets to the Strike Force indoor football arena, which I went to opening night.
You went,
which is actually super fun.
Was it super
the
fun?
Other night?
Nice.
Yeah, it was actually. I've never been to an indoor football game before, so that was pretty cool. You have?
Yeah, Philadelphia had an arena league football team that was owned by John Bon Jovi.
Oh, JBJ.
JBJ.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
That's cool. And then we are going to be raffling off tickets to the Wonderfest Festival, which I think is down on the
is very cool on the waterfront there downtown.
So I think that's going to be happening very soon. So look on our Instagram page and we'll raffle off 2 tickets for a 3-day pass.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
I know. God, we're so generous.
And we can't have those?
No. Well, they might give us 2. We'll
someone gets to have those.
So keep an eye out for that. And then I think we might actually have some San Diego Football Club tickets coming as well. So
that is exciting.
Keep an eye out for that. Sign up for our newsletter on our Instagram page, as we will also have information on there as well.
Yep.
So if that's it, if you guys have any last questions for us, let us know. We're trying to do this every Wednesday. Sometimes work gets in the way. So look out for us next week, Wednesday, 12 o'clock Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, wait, I can't.
What? Oh, it's next week.
When is spring break?
Okay, if it's spring break next, no, it's 2 weeks, right?
Is that 2 weeks or is that next week?
I think it's next week.
Is it really?
We might be here next week. We might not be if it is spring break. So,
okay.
If
no, that's the 16th. The 16th is spring break.
So it's not. So we'll be back next week.
Whoa.
But if you have any real estate related questions, just San Diego related questions, let us know. Be happy to answer them for you.
Yes.
Any last thoughts?
No, you really covered a lot of the topics.
A lot of information.
I was excited to talk about.
I was very excited about this news
week
this week.
Got to talk about coupons.
We don't have a lot to talk about. So we'll have next week. We'll have what was last month? March real estate stats for you, so we can break that down for you as well. So
charts and graphs. Bern
I love
loves
charts and graphs.
A chart and a graph.
So I think that's why you guys never watched that episode, because there's too many charts and graphs. All right, thanks for watching, and catch us next time. Bye.
Bye.